Well, Romeo, back with another lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to you, Akim and Akwat, to believe and have faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in these last days. I just got two videos. The first video is pretty much self-explanatory, how everything in America was based off racism.
Yeah, man, everything's racist. Think about it. Your streets are named after prominent racists in your city, state, or throughout history. Washington, Jackson, Jefferson, Lee. All slaveholders, all racists. Your schools, elementary, middle, and high school, are named after prominent members of your community who are probably racists. Take mine, for example. My middle school was named after Forrest Comer White, a white supremacist who tried to commit murder-suicide by airplane, and our school mascot was a Confederate rebel. Even your institutions of higher learning have their roots in racism. Harvard, Yale, and Brigham Young University is named after racist Brigham Young, who tried to eradicate Native Americans by poisoning them. Traffic, racism. Instead of building highways in the most efficient ways, they ran them specifically through black and brown neighborhoods, and now we have traffic because of that. Seasonal allergies, racism. It's the beautification of the white parts of town with only male trees that continuously pop off pollen with no female trees to absorb them. That's why you have seasonal allergies. Racism. Tipping, racism. White store owners didn't want to pay black employees anything, so they said, if your service is good, leave it up to the customer to pay you, and that's how we got tipping. Student loans, racism. College used to be free. That is until black people started going to college, and then now you have to pay, and if you can't pay, you take out a student loan. The prohibition on cannabis, racism. You see, it used to be legal. That is until white people wanted to demonize Mexicans, so they renamed cannabis marijuana, spelled with an H, to sound like Tijuana, so they could justify the mistreatment of Mexican people. That Ford truck you drive? Racism. Henry Ford was so racist that Hitler had a picture of him at his desk. He was inspired by the efficiency of his assembly line and used that efficiency to efficiently kill more people. He also got the inspiration for his gas chambers from America's gassing and delousing of Mexican migrants at the border. Argentina is 96% white because of racism. Mexico is known as a mestizo country because of racism. And brown people all around the world are bleaching their skin because of racism's twin sister, colorism. Cancer rates in the South? Racism. You see, they like to build petrochemical plants near black and brown neighborhoods, thus giving us higher rates of cancer than those around us. Matter of fact, right here in Louisiana, Mossville, Louisiana, used to be a thriving black town founded by black people, but it was later bought out by a petrochemical plant and bulldozed. Racism. It affects every part of our daily lives, and until we acknowledge that, we can't change it, because we can't change what we refuse to acknowledge. And that's why racism continues to thrive in this country, because we've raised generations of people to be willfully ignorant of it.
Yeah, so basically, the racism that we received here in Esau's kingdom is the same racism he's going to receive in our kingdom. But even worse, because the Lord and Savior, the creator of all things, is going to be the ultimate racist. And this is basically going into who we are, man. History repeats itself in the so-called white man. The Edomites are the modern-day Egyptians. But the children of Israel were those Egyptians that were slaves in Egypt. And we are the slaves that was in America, Babylon the Great. And we still here to this day.
Shalom. Did you know that in the mid-1800s, a physician by the name of Samuel Morton, who studied and collected human skulls, found that the skulls of the slaves in America were an exact match to the skulls of the Hebrew slaves who built the pyramids in Egypt? Check out this clip.
In his book, Crania Egyptica, his research found that the Egyptians were in fact Negroid, but not Negroes. The Negro skulls were slightly longer than the Egyptian skulls, but upon studying the skulls found of the servant class in Egypt, he found the Negroes in America to be exact matches. Now this is the full quote from the book Black Image in the White Mind, page 75. Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence show that the Egyptians were not Negroes as abolitionists and colonialists had maintained. Now let me read that first part again. Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes, as abolitionists and colonialists had maintained. And in fact, blacks have been regulated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as in modern America. Now, why did Morton say that both abolitionists and colonialists connected the slavery of the Negro in America to Egypt? Now, when anyone thinks slavery and Egypt, the images that come to mind are usually connected to one time and one event, the Exodus. The story of the oppression and bondage and redemption of Moses and the children of Israel under the heavy hand of Pharaoh Thutmose and the ancient Egyptians. Morton makes the claim that abolitionists and colonialists claim that the blacks were Egyptians. Yet his studies of skeletal remains, mummy heads, and tomb inscriptions, proved by Egyptologist George R. Giddon, prove that blacks in America had a connection to Egypt, but were not Egyptians, but rather slaves and servants in ancient Egypt. The interesting thing is, there's no writings from abolitionists or colonialists connecting blacks in America to Egyptian descent. But there are endless writers, historians, abolitionists, and slaves alike who connected blacks in America with the Hebrew.
Yeah, as you see, man, we are all the Israelites that was in the land of Egypt in the time of the Exodus. We are those people. And that's proof, without a shadow of a doubt, that we are those people that were slaves in the ancient Egypt. And now we're in Babylon the Great, which is America. That is the same Egypt. We're going through the same exact thing. In the time of ancient Egypt, Moses led us through the Red Sea, and Yahweh Shai is going to lead us out of captivity here in Babylon the Great, what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, man. The hopeful elect are going to be saved, and what the world calls UFOs are actually chariots of the Lord. But the people that we served in captivity are going to know that the Lord has always been with us and not with them. And this is Exodus 6, and I'm going to just start at verse 6. It says, "Wherefore saith unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you as a power." So the Lord is telling you, the Lord is going to redeem us out of Egypt, which is Babylon the Great again. You can read Exodus 11 and 8, telling you that Egypt is America again, all over again. So the Lord is telling you he's going to redeem us out of the hands of our oppressors again. It says, verse 7, it says, "And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you as a power. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power, which bringeth you out of under the burdens of the Egyptians." So the same thing happened then. It's the same thing is going to happen now, man. Verse 8, it says, "And I will bring you into the land concerning the which I did swear to give to Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, and I will give it you for a heritage. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua." So the Lord promised this to our forefathers, that he will give us the land of Canaan, man. Which in this time, the small hatters, the Amalekites are staying in that land now. But when we go back, it's going to be beautified. That's going to be pretty much the last scripture I get to connect with the first scripture. But the Lord has always separated us from our oppressors. Like in the time of we was in the land of Egypt. This is Exodus 11, and I started verse 2. It says, "Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow his neighbor, and let every woman of her neighbor jewels and silver and jewels of gold." Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And that's what he's finna do in the sight of these Egyptians, man. The hopeful elect is not going to be bothered in this time that's coming, man, with famine and all hell breaking loose, man. We're going to be guided in a time of judgment when the Lord is bringing great destruction on these lands for the controversy of Zion. It says, moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. So basically just telling you Moses was high up in the ancient world. And as you know, the story where he was taken as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Verse 4 says, and Moses said, thus say Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn of the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh sitting upon the throne, even unto the firstborn of the handmaids that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt. And that's when he bring a great destruction on that place, man. It says, such as there was none like it, neither shall there be any more. But against any of the children of Israel, separation, shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that it's like it, not I, but ye may know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So we just seen that video, and they had the skulls, and they knew for a fact it was a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians, man. Even though we can trace ourselves back to that land, but the Lord put a difference between us, man. Let's get this real quick. This is Amos. And he never dealt with the Egyptians. So in the ancient world, he never dealt with any other nation. And in this time now, he's not dealing with any other nation. So I don't know why this Christianity is going to lead so many people to destruction, because they believe the lie. Because Christianity is not going to, the Lord is not going to save everybody like Christianity teaches. For the most part, none of these other religions. If you're not from the children of Israel, from Isaac and Jacob on your father's side, you will not be saved. This is Amos 3:1. It says, hear this word that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has spoken against you, O children of Israel, who family which I brought up from out of the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. So the Lord didn't punish these other nations. You know what I'm saying? He didn't punish them on a whole family scale as he did the children of Israel. He says, you only have I known out of all the families of the earth. So the Lord only dealt with the children of Israel and no other nation, man. So these Christianities and these apologists thinking that they're going to be able to sneak into the good graces of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the Lord is not playing, man. The Lord is not going to change his decrees, man. And he set these up from the beginning of the earth, not just now. Well, he just made his mind up now to do it. No, man. It's always been set up like this. And the Lord is going to bring great destruction like he did in Turkey. And that was just the beginning, man. Because these people are walking in great pride, thinking they know something that they don't know, man. And that's why you should be humble and look to the men of the Lord that the Lord set up to bring this truth out to you, man. Not saying, oh, I'm above you in any such way, but we know we are the children of Israel. We know who the Lord is coming for. We know what the prophecies said is going to happen is happening. And that's why we prophesying, making these videos and going on highways and byways, teaching our people these things, man. Not to be on a level over you, but the Lord set up prophets to bring these things out to you. And a prophet is being say before. So we telling you beforehand the things is coming and what's going to come to pass and what you need to do to get right with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua before these things come. Because in the ancient world, the children of Israel was all saved out of the land of Egypt. In this time, in Babylon the Great, the Lord is only going to take a remnant out of the land of Babylon. And that's going to be a small portion of his people. And that's the hopeful elect. This is Psalms 148 and verse 13. It says, let them praise Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. For his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalteth his horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, and all his saints are the children of Israel. Even the children of Israel. So like, I said it right before it came, but I already knew. But the saints, the horn of his people, are the saints, and it are the children of Israel. A people near unto him. Praise ye Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These people, the Lord is distinctly saying, these are my people and no one else. And that's why we continue to harp on. It's a difference between the children of Israel, the difference between the Edomites, the difference between the Moabites, the Ammonites, Hamites. All these people, the Lord put a difference between us, man. The Lord didn't like no mingling. He didn't make us to mingle. And that's why it's going to be racism in the kingdom, man. You're not going to have an Edomite dealing with I'm speaking of a woman, because the men of the Lord are going to have several women of all nations. But the women you're not going to see an Israelite woman dealing with a Moabite or Edomite in the kingdom of heaven. That would not be. We would not mix seed in that time. But we would not mix seed with the children of Israel, because a woman would not be able to carry the seed of an Edomite in the kingdom of heaven. But the Edomite woman will carry the seed of an Israelite man in the kingdom of heaven, because the man has the seed. The woman is just basically the incubator, man, and that's plain. This is Isaiah 63, and I'm just going to get the point real quick. In 19, it says, "We are thine; thou never bearest rule over them." So the Lord never bears rule over any other nation. It says, "They were not called by thy name." No other people was called by the Lord's name but the children of Israel. And that's plain. That's plain. No other nation was called by the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua but the children of Israel. Let's get this real quick. Deuteronomy 4. Let's start at verse 5. "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh Bashem Yahushua my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom in the sight and understanding in the sight of the nations." So the Lord is telling you it's a difference between the children of Israel and any other nation, man. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments. He didn't give them to everybody else. No other nation got the laws, statutes, commandments. So they wouldn't held accountable to sin. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom in your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great that they who have their power, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, so near, which nigh means near, unto them, as Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power is in all things. So the Lord is with us in all things, man. And that's why we preach to our people to repent, because the Lord is near. It says in all things that we call upon him for. So we call upon the Lord for everything, man. And now we call for the Lord to destroy America, Babylon, and great, and save us out of this captivity. Verse 8, it says, and what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So the Lord is distinguishing these people from the other nations, man. And it's a reason why. This is Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. He says, "For thou art a holy people." That's because we are still a holy people, man. "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." So all the scriptures I read to you is basically the Lord separating us from other nations, man. "Above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Let me read that again, man, because I cut it, and I don't want nobody to say they didn't hear it properly. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's because we have the law, statutes, commandments. That's why we was a holy people. Unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power hath chosen thee. So he's chosen the children of Israel to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua did not set his love upon thee, upon you, Salakia, nor chose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto the fathers, unto your fathers, hath Yahweh Bashem Yahushua brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So the Lord only separated these people, and he loved us. That's why it goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, because in what was it, Malachi, say, I love Jacob and hated Esau. So the Lord is a racist, man. He only loves this certain people, man. And as Esau has this hatred towards Jacob, to the children of Israel, the Lord has this hatred towards him. And they're going to experience it in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to know the Lord never loved them, and the Lord was never with them, but he was only with the children of Israel. So the hatred they showed towards us is going to be even worse, because the creator of everything is going to have that same hatred against you and a disdain towards you. So what you done was very wicked, man. But what we're going to do is going to be in righteousness. This is Ezekiel 36. Let me get start at verse 6. It says, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have bore the shame of the heathen. So the Lord said, you don't bore the shame of the heathen, man. As we said in the first video, all the hatred they showed towards us, man. Man, what the Lord is going to show you, man, it's going to be cold, because you believe that the Lord is with you. You always believe that. He's going to show you he never was. Verse 7, it says, therefore, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, I have lifted up my hand, surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. So you're going to bear the shame because you thought the Lord was with you, and you had the hatred towards us from the time of Jacob and Esau, man. But you showed it continually, man, and the Lord is going to show that same thing towards you, man. That hatred, that racism, that the separation from us and you. But you're gonna receive it on a lower level, man, because you're gonna be at a low level than the children of Israel. We're gonna be high as kings and queens and princes on the land, but you're gonna be servants and handmaids in the land, and you're gonna receive that racism on a massive level, man, because you're gonna receive it from the Lord, man. This is Hosea 1, drop down to verse 10. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. So it was said in here in America, Babylon and Great, we was heathen, we were Gentiles. But in the same place that we was called all these names, we are being brung back to the rightful mindset, man. We are the children of Israel, man. We are the people that walked with Moses through the Red Sea. And these people must know that. You must know that we are the ancient people, man, of the land. We are the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not no Cesar Borgia Jesus. We are the servants and sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the chosen people that the Lord is coming back to redeem. Verse 11, it says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. So we're going to come up out the land with our King David and Yahweh Shai, man. And these people are going to know it, man. You're going to know about death after pain, man. Let me get this real quick. Second address. Let's get second address. I got a couple of addresses, but I'm gonna hit this one. Let's get this one. Second address. No, I'm going too far. Let's see. Slovakia. I should have had it up. Second address 6. One second. Let me get to it. This second address 6. And I'm going to get down to the point 54. It says, and after these Adam also whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. So the Lord separate everybody. He labeled everybody coming from Adam. He has a certain people that was chosen out of the same bloodline. In other words, and it says, all this have I spoken before thee, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because thou madest the world for our sakes. So the Lord made the world for the chosen people's sake, not for everybody to dwell on the land. He made it for a certain people, man. We're going to get that scripture. It says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened them, likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, these heathen have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. So the chosen people are on a low level, and the heathen are above us. But this is going to change, man. The Lord said these people are as a drop and fall from a vessel, man. As compared them to spittle. So the Lord doesn't have any regard for the other nations, only to the children of Israel. It says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and what was Yahweh Shah? His only begotten son. The children of Israel is his only begotten people. And thy fervent lover are given into their hands. So the children of Israel have been given into the hand of the heathen. If the world now is made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And we know the time is coming, man. And you read back in the time of the same time when Jacob held Esau's foot. We know that time is coming. Let me get that real quick while I'm here. What verse is that? Verse 9, it says, this is a second Ezra 6 and 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it to follow it. So we know this Esau's world is going to end, and then we're going to get our inheritance. And Esau is going to be under, and all the other nations with him, but we're going to be on top. This is Deuteronomy. I just got a couple more. Bear with me. Deuteronomy 32. Let's get 32. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, and we just read he just separated the sons of Adam, he set bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he divided everybody their land according to the children of Israel. It says, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. The Lord's portion is his people, man. The Lord is racist, man. The Lord is racist. He only cares about these people, man, that come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the racism that we experience, you're going to experience it, man. All the other nations are going to experience racism. And you're going to receive that hatred that you showed towards us. But you're gonna get it. You're gonna get a double, man. You're gonna get it 2 scoops instead of 1 scoop. Y'all gave us 1 scoop. Y'all gonna get 2 scoops. And this is righteous, man. This is the Lord doing. This is Isaiah 19, and I'm gonna just start at verse 18. It says, In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. In that day shall there be an altar to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the midst of the land of Egypt, and we are the altar. The men of I believe through Great Millstone, from the apostles and elders on down to the brethren that teach the same likewise doctrine on the highways and byways, and in these videos we make to these epistles we make to the children of Israel. We are the altar to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and we give you this truth to get back to Him. We don't have no church. We don't have anything but the Lord's word, man, and that's the Holy Spirit. It's not no you can speak to the Lord and come down. No, the Holy Spirit is knowing these scriptures, man. The Lord speaking through you is He is the word. That's how He speaks through you. When you know the word, the Lord is speaking through you because you're speaking His word. The Lord came in the volume of the book, not in your own merits, your own mind. The Lord speaking these words through His book, and that's the Holy Bible. Verse 19 again says, In that day shall there be an altar to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the midst of the land of Egypt. And we are in Egypt again. And we are the altar to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And a pillar at the border thereof to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's us, the men of the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts in the land of Egypt. So we are a sign and a witness that the Lord is coming back. For they shall cry unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because of the oppressors, and He shall send them a Savior and a great one, and He shall deliver them. So the Lord is coming back to deliver the children of Israel, man, the hopeful elect that repented and came back to Him. And this is why we make these videos. I always say it. It's because we don't want you left behind. Because these people are going to be left behind, man. 2 more. This is Psalms 94. I want to get one point real quick. In verse this is right. I'm going to get the point in verse 14. It says, Psalms 94 and 14, it says, For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will not cast off His people, neither will He forsake His inheritance. So the Lord didn't cast us off, man. We just got to be patient and wait. Because it's all for a point, man. It's all for a reason why we got to be patient, man. We are the Lord's heritage. And the Lord's going to show you that. We just got to be patient and wait, man. And we went through these things from the beginning. Now we're at the end. And it's a beautiful thing, man. We repented and came back and woke out of that dark sleep, man. Isaiah 34 and verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's vengeance and the year of His recompense for the controversy of Zion. So the Lord is doing this, and we are prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great because the Lord's vengeance is coming. And we're warning you that the Lord's vengeance is coming. And this is all for the recompense, the controversy of Zion. It's all for the controversy of Zion. Let's get what controversy means. Controversy, disagreement, typically when prolonged, public, and heated. So it's a heated argument, man. It's like a tug of war between the enemy and the Lord, man. This is between the Lord and our enemies. That's why He said He was going to scatter them about when He brings His destruction, man. Let's get it in the blue letter. Let's get in the blue letter real quick. And I got one more scripture out there, and we'll wrap it up. Isaiah 34. 34 and 8. Strife, controversy, dispute. Strife, quarrel, dispute, controversy, case at low. Quarrel is a fight, man. A contest, adversity, cause, chiding, contending, controversy. So it's a controversy, man. Let's get in another translation. There you go. It's a beautiful translation. It says, "For it is the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel," man. I can end it with that. That's heavy. That's heavy. As the first video we seen, all the racism that was toward us, but that is beautiful. That translation, that hit it, man. Nail, hammer straight on nail, man, straight through. One strike. That's one strike. That's one strike, man. One strike, nail, hammer on nail, one strike. Bam. This is Revelations 21. And I'm going to end it real quick with this, because the controversy of Zion, when Esau, Edom, will be paid back for what they did to Israel. And that's Yahweh Shai coming back to bring this judgment. This is Revelations 21, verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power, out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." And that's talking about the children of Israel when they come down out of those cherries, man, with new bodies and spiritual power. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of power is with men." And so the 144,000 is coming down, man. And it's going to be beautiful in that day, man. Lord willing, I'm a part of that, man. It says, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and power himself shall be with them and be their power. And the Most High power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So I'm going to end it there, Lord, when it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.